Okay, in this video I'm going to compare the Mosin Nagant and the Enfield, which I personally recently got. I'm going to be comparing these two rifles in things such as bolt design, cartridges, terms of loading, reliability, and accuracy. Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure which is more accurate. You might ask Mag 30th. He makes some great distance shooting videos, and I'm sure he'd know. Anyway, first I'm going to tell the similarities, then the differences. The Enfield and Mosin Nagant, the Mosin Nagant being the Russian World War II service rifle, and the Enfield being the British World War II service rifle. This one in particular is a #1 Mark III Star. You probably can't see that. Made by LSA, London Small Arms Company. And yeah, so that's that. And the difference between the Mark III, #1 Mark III, and the Star is the Star does not have the magazine cutoff, and this was made in 1918. And it's in very good condition for 1918, actually. Yeah. Anyway, so they're both World War II rifles. They both served for an extremely long time, about 7 decades. They both used a rimmed cartridge. The Mosin Nagant used the 7.62 by 54R cartridge, and the 303 Enfield was used by the Enfield. Both rimmed cartridges. The Enfield's cartridge is a little bit longer, but I believe at least these cartridges, they might not be military specs, but I think they are. The 7.62 by 54R is a little bit wider, and it's more powerful than the 303 British. These are both 180 grain. They come in 150 and 180 and things in between, and a little bit lower, like 147, stuff like that. Anyway, so those are the cartridge it fires. I have 2 stripper clips for the Enfield and 1 for the Mosin Nagant, because the Mosin Nagant only holds 5 rounds, single stack, and the Enfield holds 10 rounds, double stack, in a detachable magazine. You press the release, maybe right here, press it up, the magazine will come out. Anyway, so that's where the similarities end, and now on to the differences. The Enfield bolt uses what is called cock on close. And what cock on close is when you open the bolt, it's not cocked. See, the cocking piece is not pulled back. Cycle it, push it back forward. It's really hard to do one-handed. So you push it back forward. Okay, you see how it's being pushed forward now? When you push it forward, you encounter resistance. Cycle it back, push it forward. Okay, so now it's cocked. You put it down, and now the rifle's cocked. So it cocks on close. Alright. And for the Mosin Nagant, it uses cock on open. To cock the rifle, you open the bolt. See, as it goes open, the cocking piece goes back there. Okay. Now it's cocked. Cycle around. Put it back down. Alright. And to decock it, some people like to push it up, just pull the trigger and the thing will go forward, but I don't really like that. So I like to hold the cocking piece and push the trigger. There we go. Alright, so now it's decocked, and a good way of seeing that it's decocked is you can see the screw right there. Anyway, I'm back to the differences. The Mosin Nagant's barrel is about 2 inches longer. About 2 inches. Oh, and by the way, I really think the Enfield just looks awesome. I love the nose cap there. I like how you can't see the barrel. It's pretty cool. I'm really pleased with this rifle. And the sights, the Enfield's a little bit more fine for more precise shots. The bead at the end is a little bit smaller. Maybe marginally better than the Mosin Nagant sights. Oh, and by the way, this is 2,000 yards graduation, and that's 2,000 meters graduation. So yay for the British. Also, over to the butt stocks, you might have seen this earlier. This is a commercially available rubber butt pad. This doesn't come on the real Mosin Nagant. It's a steel one that comes on the Mosin. This is just a commercially available one, because the Mosin Nagant kicks really, really hard. If you have one, I'm sure you know. And the Enfield has a brass butt plate with a neat little compartment in it. You just use your fingernail here and pull it open. I'm sure I can get it. There we go. Yeah, so you got a little compartment there. They have a pull-through and an oiler in there that you usually put in there. This one did not include one of those, but usually they do. It's got a lot of dings on it, but looks good. It's shiny. Yeah, I like it. It's shiny. Anyway, back to the front. This one has a forward locking lug. You see this piece right here? How that rotates. This piece right here rotates. That's the locking lug. It's a forward locking lug. And the Mosin Nagant has two locking lugs here that rotate in, and the bolt is also used as a locking lug. Anyway, back to the similarities, or the differences, my bad. Yeah, so the Enfield, when you actually load the rounds into the magazine, you got to be really, really careful and meticulous about loading the rims correctly. You got to make sure that each rim is in front of the next one, below it, or else here's what will happen. Okay, when the rounds are in the magazine, say this one's about to get pushed into the magazine. Okay, and if this one is in front, the rim is in front of it, it's going to go like this, and it's going to jam it up. And it takes a little while to fix it. By that time, the Germans would have shot you. But thankfully, we're not in a war with the Germans, so be happy. Yeah, but that's kind of annoying. But if you load it right, I'll show you my Enfield loading, stripper clip loading video that I'm going to do. Not too much longer, maybe at the end of the week, something like that. Yeah, so there's that. There are two stripper clips. They're got holes in them so you can see if the rims are stacked or not. It's a useful feature by the British. Well, the Mosin Nagant stripper clips are easier to load and they won't jam on you because it's single stacking. It's a very, very reliable gun. Back to the reliability. The Mosin Nagant bolt is very sturdy. It's kind of loosely built, kind of like the AK-47 actually. So there can be dirt that gets in there, but it actually doesn't affect it. And the Enfield is more tightly built, and if dirt gets in there, it is going to affect it, and it's going to jam your gun. Yeah, you see all those tiny little crevices in there. Anyway, you know, it's just a huge bolt, the Mosin Nagant. Yeah, but back to, in terms of firepower, the Enfield's probably going to win because it has 10 rounds and the action can be worked much faster than the Mosin Nagants. Oh, and a simple and easy way to decock the Enfield is when you push it back, you can just hold down the trigger and then push the bolt forward and it'll decock instead of having to hold the cocking piece and release the trigger. Anyway, that's the rifle. I'm very pleased that I got it. Am I forgetting anything? Yeah, so that's it. If you want to subscribe, you can do that. I'd be happy if you would, and I'll subscribe back to you if I see you on there. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, hope you learned something. And yeah.